You're recording, I can hear it.
Yeah.
Sorry for the lack of an update, everybody. It's been hunting season and honestly just trying to figure out exactly the direction to go with this. The plan that I had did not work. So this is the original engine that was in the truck. This down here on the floor is the donor that I got from Chris. When I got it apart, found that it had spun a rod bearing, damaged the crank, all the cam bearings are wiped out of it, but it has the same equal length head bolts, so my ARP studs will fit it. This is going to be the 408 build. But there again, like I said in the previous video, I want the truck running sooner rather than later. I didn't make my goal of having it ready for family Christmas. My blower manifold wasn't even here yet. So took the block all the way down, mic'd the bores. Bores were still within factory spec, so they got a fresh hone. Thank you to Jeremy Anderson for loaning me his ball hone to hone the cylinders in this thing. I have a new set of pistons for it over here, just stock replacement pistons, nothing special. They're already numbered, as Lauren and I already have the rings gapped for each bore.
Yes, and I'm sicky, so...
You're not sick.
Yes, I am. I've been coughing.
Oh, okay. Well, I probably shouldn't have you out here in this freezing garage then. Anyway, so new pistons, new set of rods. I'm reusing the original crank that was in it. Since I had it tore down, I didn't see any issues with any of the bearings, but went ahead and put new main bearings in it. I think that pretty well covers the block. So we'll move over here, go over to the manifold. So I got with Whipple, and yes, they did send me the wrong lower manifold. It took about a good 2.5, 3 weeks of going back and forth with them. But they did agree to send me the correct cathedral port blower manifold for a straight exchange of the rectangle port that I had. And here's the little homemade ring gapping tool that I came up with to gap the rings, because I don't want to sit there and do it by hand forever. I just chuck a drill on that. We are moving along, and I haven't cleaned up this garage at all.
Yeah.
But anyway, there's the ball hone. There's the new rods for it. Just stock Gen 4 rods. And then she will be going all back together. Got new coil packs for it, LS3 style coil packs. New spark plug wires, which I want to call a shout out on these. These wires are awesome.
I can't see in the box.
I'm pulling it out. I'm pulling it out. So I decided to give these Dragonfires a try just because of how heavily insulated they are. My headers are really, really close to my spark plugs and the wires themselves. So they literally they'll cook the heat shrink off, which they'll probably end up cooking this heat shrink off of these. But, you know, ceramic 45-degree boots. This stuff here is just a really, really thick insulation on it. They're supposed to be really good for high temp. But the reason I want to give these guys a massive shout out is I ordered a set from them. And I got them here. I actually got them here before the tailgate throwdown. Went to put them on and realized that the connection for the coil pack end was wrong. So I got in contact with them, emailed their customer support, and told them I figured I ordered the wrong ones. Just owned it as my mistake. You know, I messed up. And sure enough, I ordered the wrong ones. I ordered wires for some racing coil packs that they have, and I asked if there was anything they could do to help me. I didn't expect them to do anything because I'm the one that screwed up and didn't pay attention when I ordered it. It's not their responsibility. That's on me. And these people stepped up. They said that if I shipped them the ones that I bought that were wrong, even though I had opened the packaging and pulled them out and tried to put them in and everything, they didn't care. They said send it back to them and they would send me the right ones. So I was out like $20 in shipping to them. And they had these shipped back to, you know, the correct ones that I needed shipped to me within a week and a half maybe. Pretty quick. So, and that's just, you know, baller customer service, in my opinion. Which Whipple did me right on the blower base. I was really worried about that. I've seen some pretty bad reviews for Whipple. It had me kind of worried, and I shouldn't have jumped the gun by reading those reviews. Whipple did step up and help me out, which, you know, that screw up was more on their end. Their concern was the fact that I had used that other blower base. It had been ran. So I don't know if they're going to be able to resell it or not. But anyway, Dragonfire, we're going to give them a shot. I can't speak on the performance of them. I haven't ran them yet. But their customer service is freaking awesome. And I will definitely be giving them a try and shouting them out every chance I get. Unless I have a problem.
Yeah.
But good shot. Watch out, knocking over my crank, baby.
Sorry.
On another note, this is a cool little piece here. When I bought these rods and those 30 over flat tops that I had mentioned in the previous video, I also got this crank, which, as you can see, if I can get this box closed, it just looks a little different in some of the machining. This is a stock 6-liter crank. This is the one that came out of that other engine that spun a rod bearing. See how bad it tore up that journal? It's fixable, but it's just not worth it to me. That'll be a lamp stand, or, you know, $2 worth of beer money at the scrap metal shop for me. But this crank, freaking knife edge counterweights, almost feels like it's forged. Not really sure on that deal. That's not my strong suit. Tons of weight in it for balancing. And then I actually measured, I chucked this up inside my block, put a stock rod and piston on it, and it had an extra, was it 160 thousandths a throw, I think? Mm-hmm. It's like another inch and a half or something like, oh, not an inch and a half. Anyway, it is a longer stroke than a stock 6-liter, but it's not a 4-inch stroke. So this isn't like a 408 or anything like that. This won't get me to a 400 inch. I talked to another buddy of mine, and there's like a mid stroker in there somewhere, like a 370 or something like that. And that's kind of what we're thinking this is. Few people have tried running the numbers on this thing, and no one's been able to really determine what this actually is. I've got the measurements actually written down for how much further it moves the piston than the stock one. So I'm going to hang on to it for now. I'm not really sure what I'm going to do with it. Maybe it'll wind up in Lauren's truck. We might build a little, small stroker for her truck. Yep. But anyway, I just thought it was a cool piece. And I got the crank, the rods, those pistons, which the pistons are still good. They're not a whole lot of runtime on them. They're over there in a box, Lauren. You're not going to see them. For $200. So, shit, I'd have paid that for a good set of rods. But that's where we're at. Lauren and I came out here to start putting the main bearings in, but honestly, it's cold. I'm tired. We had a long weekend of hunting.
Yeah.
So
we got a deer this weekend, but
Mama got a doe on Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
But we'll come back out here maybe tomorrow or Wednesday. I want to do some more cleaning on the main caps, get the main bearings in it, get the crank set down in it. And then we'll start cleaning up covers, which I'm not looking forward to that job. Hopefully we can start putting this thing back together. So the goal now is to have it running for Lauren's birthday party at the end of the month. The 29th, I believe.
Yeah. Is
the date set for that. Very likely going to need to be retuned just from the change in the blower manifold. After talking to my tuner. But I'm going to get it together and cruise it around a little bit, kind of get a feel for what it's doing, pull some logs, I'll send in the logs and we'll kind of get an opinion there. I did get the combustion chambers measured on these 317 heads. These 317s are very, very, very heavily machined. They are CNC ported, and they've been milled to have a 60 cc combustion chamber. I have measured them at 60 cc's. So, I don't know. I could have thrown some 243 or 799s on it. Not 799s, but anyway. I could have thrown a different set of heads on it, but if these came up from a buddy of mine, cheap enough. And I just like the fact that when somebody looks at it, they see a 317 head and they're like, oh, it's just a stock 6-liter with a cam and a blower. But it's actually got a pretty trick-ass set of heads on it. It was really fun when it was naturally aspirated because it ran really good for being, you know, just everybody thought cam only. Cam and headers, whatever. Anyway, I'm rambling at this point. There's your little update. As we get this thing put together, I've got a different plan for painting this engine. Hopefully Lauren will like it. We'll get this thing painted up, all these parts cleaned up, get it back together, get the truck back on the road, and then maybe I can clean my garage up. Because, Jesus, this is bad. Don't show it. My garage is freaking horrendous right now, but I've only got like 4 different projects in here on top of each other right now. But there again, that's just how my brain works. Organized chaos. That's just how I've always done things. Eventually, I'll get it straightened up. Thank you guys. I appreciate everybody that takes the time to watch these videos. You know, Lauren really does enjoy videoing them.
Yeah.
So we'll see you on the next one.